Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, a double welcome. I'm Bonnie, Old Souled Mermaid, and this is a tarot channel where we do unboxings and walkthroughs and first impressions and also discuss topics related to tarot. Today's video though is an unboxing, and it is of the Tarot of the Divine, which is a deck by Yoshi Yoshitani. I believe she's a comic book artist. And this deck is inspired by deities, folklore, and fairy tales from around the world. Now, this is a mass market deck, readily available on Amazon, but I picked this copy up at my local Barnes and Noble. I went in there this weekend to grab a magazine for collage work. Excuse me. And I went and looked at their tarot section, which is greatly diminished. I think Barnes and Noble has entered in financial difficulty over the years, and I believe from what I've read that they've been taken over by a UK bookseller, book publishing company. I don't know, something to that effect. If you know anything about it, leave it in the comments below. But I had some money left on a gift card, and I picked my magazine up and this deck. I was just entranced by the front artwork on the cover. So, on the back it says, "The path to enlightenment is unique for each of us, but many of the lessons we learn and shared stories passed among cultures and generations. Tarot of the Divine brings traditional tarot archetypes to life with a lustrous series of fables, including The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, the Crane Wife, Sleeping Beauty, King Arthur, and the stories of many lesser-known legends and deities from all over the world. Just as the tarot provides ways to interpret the world around us, so too do these illuminating folk tales." Now, this is my third time trying to film this video, so I have not gone through the cards. This deck does not come wrapped in plastic, but it comes sealed with one of these little sealing tabs, which I have torn off, and it is now on my hand. The publisher is Clarkson Potter Publishers, a subsidiary of Penguin Random House. Now, I will tell you at first glance, the production of this box and the size of this box, the texture of this box reminds me a lot of the Literary Witches, and I don't have that deck next to me, but I would say maybe it's the same publisher, or they were produced in the same place, because if you have that deck, you're going to know what this feels like when I talk about the linen-y texture of the box, and I would probably guess that the cards are like that too. So let's open up the box. Now, the guidebook is straight on top. There's no artwork on the inside, but it's a beautiful navy. The book is very thin. And I will tell you, doing further investigation on Amazon, there is a companion book, a sort of companion book that delves in deeper to all these folk tales and fairy tales. It's called Beneath the Moon, and I saw it on Amazon for $15.99, $9.99 for the ebook version. And I think I'm going to want to get that, because as thin as this book is, because it says that it's also going to delve into lesser known fairy tales or myths from around the world, to get the full experience from this deck that I want to get, I'm going to want to know the nuances of that. Though I think if it's a good enough deck, I think, you won't necessarily need that. If it depicts, traditional symbolism, adequately. But knowing me, I'm going to want to get the book. So I just found out about it after I bought the deck. Maybe I should have waited to do, to do the deck and the book together, but I couldn't wait. So, and I don't know when I'm going to get the book. So let's see, there's a ribbon, and the cards come in a sleeve, a plastic sleeve. And there's an insert, a cardboard insert to the box, but it's totally sealed so the cards won't go sliding in. So that is very good. And yes, the cards do have a linen finish. They feel just like the Literary Witches deck, Oracle deck. So if you have that, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a riffle shuffler, you should be very happy. They are flexible but not flimsy. So before we get into the cards, I just want to see how much is in the guidebook. I like this. Welcome, listener, seeker, speaker. There's a introduction, a collection of cards. The tarot uses visual symbolism as a gateway between the subconscious mind and the conscious one. There's how to read tarot. It talks about the suits, the major, minor arcana, and it does go into the numerology of the cards, which I like. Upright and reverse meanings, and she does have some spreads, and I like how she has her cards, colored pictures, little, but they are colored pictures of the cards. So a 1-card spread that you can use for yes or no questions or ask a general forecast for the day or month. She has a 3-card spread. Option 1, option 2, what needs to be considered. And then here's another one, what another person may want, what you want, where the conversation is heading. I like that. There's a 5-card spread and a sample interpretation. So card 1 is the present, then we have the past, the current future, unforeseen influences, and hidden potential. So just kind of, it's a part of the Celtic cross somewhat. And then it goes right into the cards. So you get the meanings for 2 cards on 1 page with a nice colored picture, nice size colored picture, but kind of scant on the history of the card. So that's what I was looking for. That's why I think I'm going to need the book. So it does give you a little bit of a description, just a couple of sentences, but it has upright and reversed meanings and where the myth or the fairy tale, what country it comes from and what it is. So I think because there's going to be lesser known stories that I'm not familiar with, I'm going to kind of go through the book and the cards at the same time at least. So I'll have the book off camera and I'm going to try to get in just a little bit closer and see if we can get you the best possible view of the cards. These are lovely. I love like the painterly strokes. It feels like a canvas, a painted canvas, and I love cards like this. I really do. So this is the Little Mermaid, and we all know it's Hans Christian Andersen, so it's from Denmark. I like that she's the Fool. It depicts the start of her journey, her infatuation with the human world. And she's a little bit impulsive, kind of leaping in without thinking things through, but she is very young. I think she's 16. And we all know in the original fairy tale, not the Disney version, that things don't really turn out happily ever after for her. The Magician is the Fairy Godmother, French fairy tale from France. I think that's Cinderella, isn't it? With the pumpkins and the mice. Did not know that Cinderella originated in France, if that's the case here, but I love her illustrations. Very beautiful. The colors, man, I hope my phone is picking it up because they're just popping. This is Scheherazade from Turkey, an Arabic folktale as the high priestess. I know the ballet well. And I think it's a good choice for the high priestess. The Empress is Our Lady of Guadalupe, Mexico, a Catholic saint. And just look at these beautiful colors, you guys. Gorgeous. King Arthur is the Emperor. I like that they have him grayed. I think he's a good choice for the Emperor. And of course, you know, this is from Britain, a Celtic legend. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is White Buffalo Woman, North Dakota, and she's a Lakota deity. And I like this. Absolutely doesn't give me the triggers for the Hierophant, which the Hierophant cards in many decks do. I'm so glad this was picked. We have Beauty and the Beast. There's a Chinese version and a Danish version of this folk tale, and we all know Beauty and the Beast. So it depicts the lovers, and I think that's a good choice. The Chariot, the three princesses of Whiteland, and this is a Norwegian fairy tale. Now we go on to the Strength card, and this is Tomlin, and it's a Scottish fairy tale. I love her red hair and her plaid. The Hermit. So this is the Druid and White Stag, Ireland, Celtic legend. I really like this as a hermit card. I think it's spot on. Okay, now we're going to get into a character, an archetype that I'm not familiar with. In the Wheel of Fortune card, this is Anansi, and this is this mythology is from Ghana, and this is some trickster energy, a trickster god. So see, I definitely want to get the book so I can read about, I think there's going to be a ton of things in here that I can't, many characters I can't pronounce and that I'm not familiar with. So, like this next one, it's from a Korean legend, Amahang Iosa, and I may not even try to pronounce these because I'm just going to butcher these and I don't want to offend anybody. But this is, let's just see, justice is power wielded with both intelligence and impartiality. It is making decisions with all the facts and accepting the consequences of any choice made. It is punishment of the corrupt and promotion of the deserving. And see, I'd like to know the symbol of this medallion. So I am definitely going to get the book. This is Sleeping Beauty as the Hanged Man. Yep. Italian fairy tale. Sleeping Beauty. Again, I wasn't aware that Sleeping Beauty was an Italian fairy tale. But she is, I think it's very, very appropriate in her sleeping state. She's the symbol of stasis. Her predicament, again, was from some choices. A lot of them not her own, except for the one to prick the spindle. And, you know, when she does eventually wake up from her 100-year sleep, or when the prince kisses her, her perspective is going to be very changed. So I think that's very appropriate. Death. Now this is from a Norwegian fairy tale, White Bear King Valamon. I'm trying to think if I know this tale. I know it's something to the effect of what you see is not really what's there. I want the book, you guys. I really want the book, because in this little white book, you just get the traditional tarot meanings. For temperance, we have the Buddhist Bodhisattva, and she has a name, but I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But she is beautiful, and I think this is a good depiction for temperance. Now the devil is from Brazil, Brazilian mythology, Boiata. So it's not really depicting like a Garden of Eden setting. It's something different, and I would like to read. The Tower is Rapunzel from Germany. I think that's pretty awesome. Try to get through these a little quicker. This is the star. The depiction is from a Russian fairy tale, which I cannot even begin to pronounce, so I'm sorry. I need to go and learn. I wish they had like the pronunciation, how to pronounce these things in the guidebook. That would have been very helpful. Let's see, Sister Alanushka and Brother Ivanushka. Something to that effect. The moon is Princess Cayuga. And it's from Japan, Japanese fairy tale. This is the art on the box. The sun, and this is from Egypt, and in Egyptian deity, the sun god Ra. Judgment is from Chinese mythology, the Monkey King, and he has a name, but I can't pronounce it. Look at this beautiful world card. It's from New Zealand, Maori legend, Hinemoa and Tutaneke. I don't know, but it is fantastic. Now the Ace of Cups is Matsuo Saki from Japan, Japanese mythology. Now this is Sumerian mythology from Iraq, Enkidu and Gilgamesh. I may have heard about this story, and I think, like The Little Mermaid, it's not entirely a happy ending. but I think it's a good depiction, a good choice for this card. Now the Three of Cups is from Cambodia in Hindu mythology. Apsara. I don't know, they may be concubines. Not sure. That's what I need. I need the book because it doesn't tell you in the little white book. Now this is the Nightingale. Now I believe that's Hans Christian Andersen. It's Danish, but it's like Chinese also, with the tale of the nightingale. The Five of Cups, and I didn't tell you this was the Four of Cups, but you can see. The Five of Cups is La Llorona. That's the crier. That's the crier in Spanish. I'm really sorry my Spanish is so bad, and it's a travesty because I have a Mexican mother, or had a Mexican mother. But she was so intent on learning English from very early on that I didn't get the Spanish. So I'm not bilingual. My speaking isn't very good, but I do understand Spanish. And this is a Mexican story. I think she ends up drowning her children to spite her husband because she's jealous of the husband's new wife, or that he fell in love with somebody. I'm like, oh, it's pretty dark. But I guess a very dark depiction of the Five of Cups. Oh my gosh, there's an arm reaching up to her hair. Oh my gosh. This is sad. It's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? Oh boy, I have to turn that card. Yay, the next one is a little happier, the Six of Cups. And this is from the Snow Queen, one of my favorite fairy tales from Denmark. This has to be, yep, this is Aladdin from Persia, Arabic folktale, and it's perfect for the Seven of Cups. Now the Eight of Cups is Moses, Egypt, Hebrew legend, stories in the Bible. Yeah, and the Eight of Cups represents leaving behind some good things in the pursuit of something else, or leaving something that no longer serves, good or bad. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad. The Nine of Cups is from Iran, an Arabic folktale. I can't even pronounce it. I'm sorry. But it is beautiful. And I really want the book, you guys. Maybe I'll order it this weekend. The Ten of Cups is from Persia. Julnar the Seaborn. Now, I think this is like their version of the Little Mermaid tale, but it has a much more happier ending to the tale. It has to, if it's depicted in the Ten of Cups. Oh, look at this sweet page. And he's from the Philippines, Filipino mythology. Bakunawa and the Seven Moons. Now the Knight of Cups is from Mongolia, Mongolian legend. Halibu the Hunter. He's using his eagle. I think they used eagles to help them hunt and to find their prey. The Queen of Cups is from Nigeria. Yoruba deity. Yamoha. She's beautiful. You know, anything with the water energy, I just love. Gorgeous. And the King of Cups is the boy and is the boy and the dragon pearl, a Chinese legend. And see, I would definitely love to read about this. Look at this, though. I mean, oh my gosh. The Ace of Coins is Jack and the Beanstalk, and I love how there's a little seed on the coin. And that tale is, of course, from England. The Two of Coins is from the Pacific Northwest, Haida mythology, and I cannot pronounce this, Rhpisunt. I love how she has the baby and the bear. Oh! So this baby is half bear on top, baby on the human on the bottom, and then the reverse for this baby. Very interesting. And I wonder what the tattoo on her legs means. The Three of Coins is from Nepal. And I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sure you don't want to hear me butcher these that I can't even come close to pronouncing. The Four of Coins is the Condor's Wife from Peru. Look at how beautiful. And see, you can get the Four of Coins energy and symbology here, but I want to know more. And I know there's going to be more in the other companion book and in the tale. And I love, because they always, you know, the fables, they have lessons to them. And I think that would add a lot of dimension if you're reading with this deck. And even if you're reading with another deck, it could add that little extra in your readings. The little match girl for the Five of Coins in this tale is from Denmark, but she does, you know, her little face looks like, and her little shawl reminds me of like a little Russian nesting doll. Oh, her little feet are so red and blistered. This is a beautiful Five of Coins. Yay! So we have somebody that's a little older depicted, finally. We had King Arthur, but you know, it's not uncommon to have older men depicted in decks. But this is the woman who was kind to insects. And this is from, tale is from Alaska. An Inuit fable. For her, it says, the old woman from this Inuit tale understands the need to put positivity into the world in order to receive it back. The pay it forward methodology of karma. Yes. Seven of Coins is from Mexico. It's Aztec mythology. Nanahuatzin, not sure. the Eight of Coins, the Six of Swans, German fairy tale. I'm sorry, the Eight of Coins, and the tail is the Six of Swans. But I know this tale. There was a spell cast on this girl's brothers, and she has to weave these nettles in a certain amount of time in total silence so she can break the spell, so she can set her cursed brothers free. And look how her hands are red from bleeding and her feet. I love that depiction for the Eight of Coins. Now, the Nine of Coins is from Vietnam, The Legend of the Watermelon. Very simple. Good depiction for the Nine of Coins in his garden, but I would like to read the legend, the story. The Ten of Coins is from China, Panhu, a Yao legend. This art is amazing, you guys. Okay, this has to be Swedish from the clothes. And I am half Swedish, but I don't know exactly what tale this is. Actually, she's a Sami deity, and it is from Sweden. Biv Nida? Yeah. I understand some Swedish. I have a Swedish father, but yeah, I didn't learn Swedish either. What a travesty, isn't it? I know a few words here and there, but the King of Coins is from South Africa. Gorgeous. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to try. Oh, look at the Queen of Coins. And she's from Northern Australia. She's a deity, and believe me, there are like 15 letters in her name, so beautiful, beautiful. King of Coins is from North America, Iroquois mythology. Hanuna, the world turtle. I'm gonna have to pick this up. The Gordian knot from Turkey, Greek legend for the Ace of Swords. Sita, India, Hindu epic Ramayana. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is from The Crane Wife, a Japanese fairy tale. I want to read you what it says about this. The Three of Swords represents betrayal. The crane wife asks her husband for privacy, but he spies on her only to discover she was hurting herself to help him. His spying was treacherous, but so was her inability to trust him with her secret. Okay, now I'm intrigued with this tale because I want to know how she was helping him by hurting herself. The Four of Swords is Fenrir from Norway, Norse mythology. And the Five of Swords is from Egypt, Egyptian mythology, Osiris, Set, and Isis. And this is Danae and Perseus, Greek mythology. I think Perseus is the one who goes and eventually defeats the Gorgon Medusa. And we have the Seven of Swords. And this is from the Pacific Northwest Salish legend, the coyote. And there's some trickster energy here too, you can see. Donkey Skin, and this is from France, a French fairy tale. She was forced into hiding to escape a bad situation. Now she is faced with the decision to continue the life she has created or step out of her self-made prison. Love that. We have the Nine of Swords, Oedipus from Greece. For the Ten of Swords, we have Sedna, and this is from Canada, Inuit mythology. I'd really like to know this because look at the hands coming out of this water. This is very intriguing, you guys. And this lovely little page, the Page of Swords, is from an Arabic folktale, Anatolia, Princess. It's from Anatolia, Arabic folktale, Princess Parizade or Parizade. She looks very sure of herself. All that young, beautiful, youthful, vibrant energy. As with this Knight of Swords, it's from Malaysia, Malaysian legend, Hang Tuah. Oh my gosh. Look at this Queen of Swords. Turandot, China, but it's an Arabic folktale. And the King of Swords is from Persia, the Griffin, Persian mythology. And that is a gorgeous griffin. Now we are into the wands, the Ace of Wands, the magic paintbrush from China. It looks like the brush that they use to do their awesome calligraphy. The Two of Wands is Janus from Italy, Roman mythology. Janus is the god of doorways and transition, is able to look to the past and the future in order to make effective decisions. The Three of Wands is from the tale The Enchanted Pig. It's a Romanian fairy tale. Mohini and Aravan from India, and this is taken from a Sanskrit epic poem. And we've got the Five of Wands next. The Pandavas, and it's from India, and it's also from a Sanskrit epic poem. The Six of Wands, Yananga, a Mosi legend. Next we have the Seven of Wands, John Henry. It's from Alabama, America folktale. I think that's a good choice for the Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands, the Rainbow Crow, North American Lenape legend, but it's disputed, and I want to know why it's disputed, so I'm going to have to get the book. Next we have, the Nine of Wands. And this is from a Russian fairy tale, Vasilisa the Beautiful. This represents weathering the battle, sent by her wicked stepmother to the door of the witch Baba Yaga. Vasilisa, the beautiful, stays resilient. She endures Baba Yaga's impossible trials. She is wary and cautious, but also hopeful. And I'm going to say it again, this art is just fantastic. The Timbu tree for the Ten of Wands from Paraguay. This Page of Wands, I love. Window from the Republic of the Congo. Nyanga mythology. The Knight of Wands is Tatterhood, from a Norwegian fairy tale. Oh, look at her. Look at the beautiful Queen of Wands. So beautiful. Pele, Hawaiian deity. And the King of Wands is the Phoenix, East Asian mythology. All right, what am I clocking in? Oh my gosh, it's 41 minutes, but you see why I had to take a little time. The cards, you get definitely the energy. You don't need the supplemental guidebook. I personally want it. Just because I love fairy tales, I love stories, I love fables, I always have. It's a shame, I will say, it's a shame that in school, at least for me, and I'm a Gen Xer, that mostly what I got is the the Grimms, the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales, the fairy tales from France, Germany, England, and I'm not familiar with a lot of the fairy tales from the Native American culture, from Inuit culture, from African culture. I'm just not familiar because those, as a child, I was read to, but those were not the tales that were told to me. And in reading time in school, those books were not, they were not made known to me, those tales. The only, Aesop's fables, was about the extent of it. So just for my own educational purposes, I am very keen to even get a little bit, just to get that companion book, just to get, a synopsis, a little bit more of all these tales, because I think they would enhance not only the readings with this deck, but even any other deck. I'm very, very intrigued. And I think there's a lot that I need to learn from other cultures. So that is my walkthrough and first impressions, you guys. I love the cardstock. Oh, why don't we zoom up a little bit and just see. I think this is to basic tarot side. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to see if these cards are cut a little bit unevenly. Can't really tell. Feels a little chunky in the hands. But yeah, they riffle shuffle well. I don't know how to bridge. So my hands can barely get across these, so usually I do this little side shuffle thing. And once you work them, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be really fine. Cardstock reminds me of the Hilda Tarot that I have and some other linen finished decks. Not quite as supple as like the Pagan Otherworlds, but very, very, very good. I mean, this is fantastic for a mass market deck. So I think you can't go wrong. These colors, you guys, just the vividness and just touchiness. It's like touching an art canvas. One thing I want to see at the end of the book, and if you are getting any value to this review, please hit a like, a subscribe. I'm a very small channel, and any little bit helps. And leave a comment if you have this deck. I was just looking to see if there was anything about the author, and there really isn't. So I wanted to know more about her. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is this up your alley? Has this helped move the dial in any way for you regarding this deck? Let me know, and let me know what you think, and let me know what you think about fairy tales. How many of these fairy tales and myths were you familiar with? And also, in your upbringing, what was the bent of your, being read to? Did your family read to you? Are you coming from an African American background? Are you coming from more, like the Celtic side? Where are you coming from? And how did some of these myths and fairy tales affect you and your life growing up and now? So let me know in the comments, and I'll be back really soon with another video, and I wish you the best of days. Bye for now.